Hello, I am Marsha Myrie, your health and wellness, lifestyle, and mindset coach. Welcome home. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. And what's on my heart and mind today, and it has been for a few days, I keep hearing the word assessment. So I am moved to talk to you about assessments, taking personal assessments, your own personal inventory. Assessments is really focusing on what's really going on, what's happening right now in real time in your life, taking an honest look without exaggeration, without distortion, so that something meaningful can transpire. True change, true strategies can take place. Because if you don't know what's really going on, what's really happening in your life, then you really can't take an honest approach. Again, this is not any shame or judgment. This is about you taking a moment and seeing what's really going on in my life. And I can use myself as an example just to drive home this point, because if you are on this platform, you know that I just got started. I actually started I created the page, I think it was like March 26th of this year, 2026. But I didn't launch until April 1st, April Fool's Day. Imagine that. I started it on April 1st, I launched it. And as of the taping of this session, today is May 4th. So I started about a month ago, literally a month ago. May 1st was Friday, right? And so if I was doing an assessment, like an assessment of my YouTube channel, because assessments is not about what I wish to do, what I will do, because a lot of times people speak in terms of wishful thinking, what they plan to do, what they hope to do. And unfortunately, that is not steeped in truth. It's not steeped in reality. When you take an assessment, it is steeped in data, patterns. And so what I'm inviting you to do is to take a real life assessment of what you've been doing. So for instance, as I was saying, I started this channel on April the 1st. And after 1 month of being active, I have 23 videos on YouTube. And there are only 30 days in April. And so that's an assessment of what I have done. What patterns did I establish? Now, if you notice, I never told you how many videos, how many times I was going to come on the channel. And I was intentional about that. I knew that I wanted to actually generate a rhythm based on what's going on in my life. And that is what an assessment can do. When we take the time to truly assess what it is that's happening, the patterns that are going on right now, and take into an account the reality of your life, I don't know, because this is not a one-on-one. If this was a one-on-one, we would talk about what's really going on in your life, the things that are non-negotiables, things that are prioritized in your life already. And we will look at things that are negotiable and things that we could deprioritize, so that now we could take a strategy approach to achieving your goals in context. So an assessment, like for instance, if you were not even thinking about coaching or goal setting or anything, just from the things that I have shared, and again, I'm simply scratching the surface, over the past 23 videos, so now I have that data to use, and today would be the 24th video. After looking at that video series, I think the first week I spent on introducing myself, giving you background so you know I'm not just a fly by night, somebody who's just self-proclaimed calling herself a coach, but that I actually have academic background to support my coaching, certification, board certification, and life experience and work experience to certify and to build credibility in providing coaching service to you. That's number one. Then I go in and I kind of ping pong, kind of talked about various aspects of coaching topics, to get you to begin to think about your own lives. And so I talked about your thoughts. I talk about some tools like CBT. I talk about reverse engineering. I talked about envisioning, talked about mindfulness. I talked about lifestyle medicine, optimizing your nutrition, your sleep, your exercising, cutting out toxic activity like smoking and excessive drinking. I talked about your social engagement, your love circle. And so just to name a few over the past month. And so if you were to take an assessment of the activities that you began to engage in your life based on just what I've exposed to you, what would that look like? What patterns? So that's what I'm going to encourage you to do over the next 24, 48 hours. Just simply get a pen and a pad and take assessments. Look at your patterns. Let's look at lifestyle medicine to make it concrete. What were some of the intentions that you had surrounding, or when I say intentions, ideas or ideals that you had around your own nutrition? Was it how much water you wanted to include? How much bottles of water you wanted to drink per day? Was it how much green leafy vegetables you wanted to consume over a week? Or let's look at your exercise. What did you decide on? We talked a couple of days on exercise. Did you decide you wanted to walk the 150 hours per week? You want to go to the gym. What were some of those ideals? Now, whatever the category may be, take an assessment and write down and just take an honest look to see what is really going on. And if you're still struggling in this area, this is just more evidence. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, it's quite normal. To be honest with you, most people don't change. They stay the same. It is a very small percentage of people who do anything different in their lives. And the ones that do often work with other people, a mentor, a coach. So, if you are still struggling, like I have said over and over again over these 23 videos, please go to my webpage at justonecoach.com and look at a program that's suitable for you so that I can help you get unstuck. And then we can take a deep dive with these assessments and unravel some things. Look at your patterns. Look at and see and determine what are your negotiables, what are your non-negotiables, and what's important to you, and how you can up the ante in any of the areas of your lives that you deem important. And you don't have to attack everything at once. You can focus on one thing at a time. That is a-okay. So I'm going to pause here for today. We know the objective is to work on your assessment. Assess all of the areas in your life that's important right now, today. And remember, lasting change often begins with just one decision and sometimes just one coach.